What's going on YouTube? It's your girl Emily Nay, and I am back again with another one. If you are new here, welcome. You already know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe for a vibe. Listen, man, today I got one thing and one thing only for you. This video is about living to make you happy. Oh my gosh, I know this may touch a few souls, a few spirits, but if you're gonna tune in, please make sure that you tune in to the end of this video so you can get all the gems that you need from this message. Listen, a lot of times, let me tell y'all something, man. We be around here people pleasing, trying to do a lot of things for other people that do not align with us, our purpose and our passions. And I feel like it's very much important that I talk on this subject today, because I feel like a lot of times in my life, I felt like if I didn't show up for certain people, if I didn't do things for certain people, if I didn't go out my way above and beyond for certain people, that, you know, these people would, you know, lose love for me or lose sight of the goodness of my soul and my spirit. But I'm here to tell you right now today, in 2025, you need to love yourself more. Put yourself first more. You need to be all about you just a little bit more than what you are usually doing. Listen, one thing about life, you don't deserve to be unhappy. You don't deserve to settle for anything. You need not to be miserable. You need to live a life that fits you and that aligns with you, right? So I'm basically touching on this subject because I feel like a lot of times, like I said, all we do is people please and we don't even realize it. You know, we don't even realize that we're selling ourselves short for the people that we love, when the people that we love are selling themselves short for other things and things, you know, that doesn't serve them either. So I just feel like I wanted to come talk to y'all about this, because if you really want to go far in this life, if you really want to go far in your goals, if you really want to go far within your own happiness, it starts by with you literally having a talk with yourself and putting yourself first at all times and putting your feelings in front of everybody else's feelings. Now, I know we have family members, men, you know, family friend, I can't even say, y'all. Ooh, child, I know this gonna be a good subject. Okay, let me stop now, but for real, I know we have family members, we have friends, we know we have people in our lives that are important to us, and we want to show up for them at all times, and we want to do things for them because we love them. But let me tell you something. Once you start neglecting you and what you want, the things that you want out of life, you know what I'm saying, you begin to be unhappy. You begin to be miserable. Your peace is no longer your peace. Like, you're literally starting to settle for things that don't serve you. And I see this oftentimes where I have my few share of experiences and just, you know, being an observer of many other situations, that if people just woke up and decided to do what they wanted to do every single day and feel how they wanted to feel, you would be so much more happier. Like me turning on this camera right now, this is what I want to do. A lot of people may not agree with this way of life. A lot of people may not see the vision. A lot of people may not understand, but this is my world. This is what makes me happy. This is what makes me feel good inside. This makes me feel wholesome. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the reason why I can never get to this spot that I'm in right now, being on this camera talking to you guys, is because I was constantly showing up for people in the hopes of, if I did something for them, it would help me get a little bit further. It'll help me overflow in my blessings, but not even realizing, y'all, I was pouring from an empty cup. So the problem is we get too, you know, invested to where we're pouring from a cup that's already empty because we haven't filled our own. And you walk around in life sometimes feeling like, why I can't get ahead, why I can't do this, why I can't, you know, keep this and keep that. It's because you're too busy pouring in other people's cups, helping them thrive, helping them get where they need to be, and your cup is not being fueled by anything. Your cup is what's making you thirsty, what's sucking you dry, because you ain't got nothing to drink from, friend. So it is important that you really start to realize, like, what it is that you want out of life, what is your boundaries, what it is that you're going to start saying no to, what is it that you're going to do to live a fulfilling, you know, prosperous, abundant, peaceful, and happy life. And every single day I'm starting to realize and I'm starting to reflect that a lot of things that I did in my life is because it was for people. It wasn't necessarily always for me. And then, you get to a point in life where you sit back and you're kind of upset because it's like, had I not gave so much, had I not poured in so much, which you can't help it because you're human. And when you care about something, you have compassion for certain things, you're going to give. But there's points in life where you have to learn that it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to fill up your own cup and overflow on your own, blessings. One thing I say about it, I do feel like God has put every person on this earth to be able to bless another person and to do things for a certain person. But I also do feel like you have to also respect your own temple, your own thoughts, your own minds, your own feelings. Because at the end of the day, once you overextend yourself for other people, you find yourself sometimes, you get sick, you get stressed out, you be worried, you putting all these things on your plate that don't belong to you. You got to start scraping stuff off. So it's important that you really take in consideration that you only have one life to give. And I mean, you can give it away as fruitfully as you want to, but that's if you are happy doing so. But if it's other things that you want to do in your life and you want to explore and you want to do, you have that right to do so. That is your birthright. Your life was given to you for you to live it however you want to, live it on your own terms, no matter what nobody think about it. I used to say to myself, like, once I became an entrepreneur, people just felt like I had all the time in the world because, I was out here not on anybody's job. Then I had to come to realize, like, I didn't go to work, for all those years and do the hard work and the studying and the long nights and the early mornings to be anybody's, I'm not going to say keeper or maid, but I didn't basically work all those long hours and those shifts and then get to this point in my life to be doing other things outside of what I wanted to do. You get what I'm saying? You got to understand, when you put in the time and the effort to do the things that you do today, you have to say to yourself, like, I put this work in, I put this time in because I knew this is what the life that I built for myself. No matter how somebody else may feel about it, I built this life for myself. This is the way that I wanted to live. I wanted to have freedom of time. I wanted to do things my way. I wanted to wake up when I wanted to wake up. I wanted to have a schedule that's free for me to do anything and everything that I wanted to do. But sometimes people just see it as, oh, you don't do this, you don't do that, and you got plenty of time. No, I got time for what I want to do, And you can't be guilty about doing what's best for you. And I feel like that's what happens a lot of time. Like, we really get guilty about doing what's best for us, but we'll go out there and do what's best for everybody else. But when it's time to really do something for you, it's like you feel so bad about doing it because it's like you guilt tripping yourself, like, maybe I should have did this for such and such. Maybe I should have. No, it's okay. You've done that for so long. You extended yourself for so long. And sometimes when you really think about it, you'll do all this great stuff for people and it don't even get nowhere. It don't even go as far as all the effort and energy that you put in. It don't even go nowhere. So it's more so like a waste of your time. And one thing we can't get back, y'all, is time. So I'm telling y'all right now and here today, your time is your most valuable asset, and it's like you have to really take these things into consideration when it's coming to play about who you are as a person and who you are coming as an individual. See, like right now, my time is focused on my self-healing, my self-worth, loving myself wholeheartedly to 100%, where I'm not taking no ish from nobody, having boundaries, telling people no, telling people like, I don't care how you feel about what it sounds and how it feels like, this is how I feel. So it's important to really just continuously pour into you whatever it is that you want, because I do feel like even now sitting here talking to you guys, it's been a lot of times where I feel like I could have been so much more further on my YouTube channel, but I let the thought process of showing up for other people and being there for other people more important than just to show up for myself. And I'm not upset about it, but God will put you in places and put you in front of people and put you in certain rooms and let you experience different situations and scenarios just to have you right here where I'm at by myself. You get what I'm saying? And it ain't as bad as y'all think it is, but sometimes God will literally isolate you from all those things just for you to realize like those are not the places and settings that I need you to be in. Sometimes God will just literally isolate you to realize that you're more alone. You can do more alone. You can have the business that you want alone. You can thrive alone. You know what I'm saying? As long as you trust me and you put me at the front of anything and everything, you don't need those people. And I think that's what it is sometimes. Like sometimes we feel like we need people. We need people validation. We need people's acceptance. We need people's opinions. You don't. You just need to have unlimited faith, unwavering faith. And trust that God is going to do it and he's going to show up and it's going to be on time. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, he may not come when you want him, but he's going to show up on time. And I just feel like in this season, that's what I've gathered for myself is that all the times that I've been in certain rooms, certain places, I dealt with certain people, it's like, I'm not saying that I was matter of fact, you know what? I was the big one in the room. Far as the spirit, far as faith, far as trusting, far as having the knowledge, instilled in me to make moves, to tell people certain things, and to, I was that one. But I feel like now God has put me in a position to where it's like, okay, you done all these things for these people and you saw what you did and you saw how it turned out. So now I want you to pour all of that you done poured into everybody else back into your temple, back into your business, back into all the things that you want out of this life, because I'm going to bless you 10 times, 20 times, 30 times fold. But I need you to get rid of this. I need you to get rid of that. I need you to stop going here. I need you to stop checking on this person. I need you to stop showing out for that person. I just need you to be right here with me in this moment, because it's going to be me that's going to take you to the next level. And y'all may not notice and y'all may not believe this, but sometimes isolation ain't just because, to be alone in your thoughts. It's more so like God is preparing you for that next level up, for the next come up. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, y'all, I love YouTube so much that I watch that more than I watch my regular TV, because I just know in my spirit and my heart, I know that in time God will bless me to be on this platform to spread a word that would touch each and every individual, and I'm going to reach the thousands. I'm going to reach the millions. I'm going to reach people by the masses. I feel that in my spirit, but I can't do that by entertaining everything else outside of my own, space, in my own bubble, in my own world. I do feel like all the time, like God is always working through me. Everything that I do, everything that I touch, every person that I come in contact, like God is working through me. But like I said, it takes for me to realize who I am as an individual to understand the value that I have, the gifts that I have, the discernment that I have. Like, it's like no other, So I just want y'all to understand that in order for you to get to these places in this life, you got to be a little bit selfish. You got to be happy. You have to find your peace. You have to set boundaries. And I can't stress this no more. Like, even for myself, I keep saying to myself, like, I have to have the boundaries. I have to say no. I can't go here. I'm trying to go there. And sometimes you're going to lose people on the way. But that's okay, because God's going to put everything that you need right into place, right into position where you don't even have to worry about nothing. Nathaniel, the people that you used to call, you ain't even going to have to call them no more. You know what I'm saying? The things you used to have to do, you ain't even going to have to do them no more, So it's important that, like I said, you live a life that that makes you happy, that brings you peace, that, just puts you in a mind frame of like unlimited, just when you go outside, everything is just blissful, And I just feel like God, wherever he's leading me, wherever he's taking me, like, I'm ready for the journey. I'm already on the journey. That's why I'm sharing it with you guys, because it's going to be a day that I'm going to look back at this same exact video and I'm going to be like, wow, I literally spoke all of this into existence, but I've always done that. And I just feel like I want to be that one who inspires, which I know I do, because I get a lot of that every single day. I have people who call me and text me and tell me certain things and they're inspired by me. But I can't inspire the world if I can't keep myself intact, if I can't keep my mental intact and my boundaries and, going out the way. Because at the end of the day, I know I have a big heart. But for where I'm going, it has to be a new me, a new version of me, a new person that's existing in the forefront. And that means that I can no longer serve anyone or anything that's not serving me. I can't pour into anything or anyone that's not pouring into me. And you should have that same dynamics with your life. There's no reason why you should feel like you're overextending yourself for people who, if you call that a drop of a dime, if you needed them, that they can't come through for you, you know, especially if you know that you're overly extending yourself. And you know, that's just part of life. And I realized there's a lot of reasons why I always felt like for a majority of my life why God separated me from a lot of people and kept me away from a lot of things, because he knew it was more power within me being into my own individualness. You know what I'm saying? It was more power in myself walking alone. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I can walk in a room and I can just feel that there's a shift because I walk in a room. And sometimes that's just the freaking light and the brightness that you come with. Like, you can walk in a room and you can command a room on sight because it's the energy, it's the light, it's the, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a force to be reckoned with. You know, you just shift the whole energy of the room because of your presence. You loud. You use like a walking loud spirit, you know? And I feel like I say, you guys, like, I carry that sometimes. And sometimes my personality may be a little bit strong for people and I ain't even saying much. You know, you ever just had that feeling like, you know, somebody just don't like you just because you just walk in the room, or you just walk a certain way, or you just talk a certain way, you carry yourself? It's just because your light just irritate who they are as people. And that's okay, because not everybody is meant to experience you, receive you, perceive you. It's not meant for everybody. But one thing is, though, you're meant for God. You know, you meant to do for God. You meant to do the works of God. And like I said, y'all, I'm just coming from a place where, like, you know, life is going to be so great. Life is going to be so beautiful. It's so blissful. I'm going to be able to look back on these moments like, wow, I already knew I was going to be here. Actually, I'm already here. I already knew that I was going to be, you know, sitting on my, I wouldn't say throne, but I'm sitting, looking, and feeling good. I already knew that was going to be for me. But I'm just here to tell y'all, that's what you need to do for yourself. That's what you need to do for your life. You need to create your boundaries. You need to find your peace. You need to find your happiness. And you're not going to find that within people. You know, you need to have faith, unwavering faith, and just knowing that whatever it is that you want in this life, you can very much have it at the drop of a dime if you decide right now, right here, today. You know? And so I'm just excited for what this journey has for me. You know, I haven't shared my journey with you guys, and I wish I would have, because these past, I would say 6-7 years it's been a journey, you know, and I'm just so proud of myself, of the person that, you know, I once was and the person that I'm becoming, and I can see the changes and I can see the shift within myself, and I just know it don't have nothing to do with anybody else but God. You know, I always tell people all the time that I just know that if God ever put me in a position, and when he does put me in a position, I'm going to tell y'all how I got there. G-O-D, God, you know what I'm saying? Because even to this point of me being 30, like, God has brought me through a lot of things, you know, a lot of hardships in my life, a lot of pain, a lot of fear, you know what I'm saying? I don't even talk about depression, because as a person, I'm not even known to get depressed. Even my doctors be like, you know, do you ever get stressed? 9 times out of 10, hardly ever, because I know that God has a master plan for my life. And I'm writing a story. I'm writing a book, you know, on me. So that's why I say it's important that you really hone in on yourself as an individual. You really get to know who you are. You really got to love you for you. You know what I'm saying? Take accountability for the things that you did wrong and just get them right. You know, get them right. You can always change. Nothing is forever. You know, that's one thing about life. Nothing is permanent. Everything that you're going through is temporary, and you can always move forward to a better you and a better future. You know, so I really hope that this video touches somebody, and I hope you realize that your happiness starts within you. Nobody else can bring you happiness. It doesn't matter how much money or monetary gifts and things in the world. It starts within you. It starts within you. You have to create your own happiness. And I'm just so glad that God gives me peace, you know, peace in knowing that there's more to come, peace in knowing that nothing lasts forever, you know, pain doesn't last forever, struggle doesn't last forever. None of these things, it's all temporary, y'all, because like when there's rain and there's thunderstorms, there's always a sun behind the cloud waiting to pop out, you know? So with that being said, I hope y'all take this to heart, and I hope that you realize that you are someone special, someone valuable, someone that God put on this earth to do great and magnificent things. And I'm telling you from my experience, I've done so many great and magnificent things just within the time frame that I've been here, and I just only can imagine, you know, so much more that I'm going to do, you know? So, you know, y'all stay locked, and if you even made it to this point in the video, man, I know you a chosen one, I know you a real one, and I know that God's gonna open up so many doors for you. But one thing about it, God will open the door, but you got to be able to walk through it. You know, you're going to have to be able to walk through it and find your way. Because one thing about I learned even as being a entrepreneur is that I may want something, but I have to first take that initial step to go after what I want, and God is going to meet me halfway. So don't think you can just, you know, pray about things and, you know, meditate on things, and then you don't take action towards anything. And that's why I'm here on this YouTube channel. Because one day, like I said, I'm going to be able to look back and say, because I took massive action, look where it has got me. I am here. God has put me here. God has put me in position. God has put me here to influence people. God has put me here to teach people and spread the word to the masses. So y'all only getting a little gist of the ride, you know? But like I said, I'm truly blessed. I'm truly blessed, and I'm grateful, and I'm thankful for everything that God has put in front of me, that He put in my life. And I'm really excited to see what's to come, because I know in my heart, God knows everything that I want and what I desire, and all I have to do is just put that work in. And, you know, we gonna work, you know what I'm saying? But I do appreciate y'all for tuning in. So, like I said, find your happiness, find your peace, and pour into your own cup, you know, water your own grass. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Come back and check me out, like, comment, and subscribe for a vibe. Checking out.